Look, obviously you have to do what your management says. They sign your check, okay? You work for them, you don't work for me. I can only give you suggestions here, okay? So you want to watch this chapter here and make sure your management team is okay with it. Now, I'm going to show you how to close more. I'm going to show you how to sell more, and I'm going to show you how to make more. But again, you got to get management's approval. What we want to talk about here are the excuses that you and management use for not writing people up. And I would also have the executives of your company watch this particular segment. Not attempting to close is a guarantee of what? No close. So I want to tell you the excuses you're using. Everybody uses the same excuses, okay? Number one, the buyer won't commit. They're just shopping. Why write them up? That's the number one biggest used excuse. Number two, the buyer owes too much or is unable to somehow handle some part of the financing or situation involved. Number three, you don't think the buyer can get financing and or the money to pay for the product. Number four, you don't believe the buyer will pay enough. You think they want to offer you too little money for your product or service. Number five, the buyer and decision maker are not together. The CEO didn't bring the vice president didn't bring the CEO, the wife didn't bring the husband who owns the company didn't bring the banker, whatever, or the accountant or the CPA, and you don't think you can close the deal. Number six, the buyer does not have enough time, so you think, oh, what I'm going to do is I'm going to let them leave. They'll waste the time they spent here, and I'll get them back some other time when they don't have time. Look, if people are in a hurry today, promise you, they're going to be in a hurry on Saturday. Come on, how many of you are in a hurry? Every day. Sundays, Wednesdays, morning, afternoon. Look, with me, I'm always in a hurry. You'll never find me long on time. And number seven, the buyer doesn't have all that is involved with this transaction that you need to look at. Let's say you're selling automobiles, they don't have their trade in, okay? So you think, well, I can't make the deal. Now, look, I'm going to write every one up, okay? You can make all the excuses you want to make. I'm going to write every one up. Because the excuses that you're using is crazy making. Literally, when you go home tonight, what are your children going to ask you? They're 6 years old or they're 15 years old, okay? What are they going to ask you? Hey, did you do it? What's the wife going to ask you? The husband going to ask? Hey, did you do any good today? Did you sell something today? No, honey, I didn't, okay? No, I didn't sell anything today. You know what you should tell them? No, I didn't, because I made excuses all day for not writing people up. Because I'm trying to have a high closing ratio and make sure we don't make any money. Look, if I write up more people, if I write up 100 and you write up 10, who's going to sell more product? I am, just from the number standpoint. So what we want to do is get rid of the excuses. What are they? They're not ready. They can't. I got some condition. They're not going to get financed. They don't have enough money. They owe too much. They're not going to offer us enough. These are excuses that you make. And these are supported by what customers say to you. But because you bought into them, because you allow them to be excuses, you use them not to write people up. Remember, the write-up is the Mac Daddy of steps. Get rid of the excuses. Be completely unreasonable and write everyone. No exception, particularly when they say, hey, we're shopping 3 or 4 other places when we leave here. I'm thinking I'm writing you up right now, Jack. You know why? Because I'd rather write you up now than write you after you go to 3 or 4 places when there's no meat left on the bone. Okay? So I want you to change the way you think about the write-up, get rid of your excuses, and write who? Everyone.